Hey, kids, what time is it?
Hey everybody, Keith here from GeekTime TV, and I want to tell you I feel just a tiny bit validated. Why, you ask? What do I feel validated about? Well, let me just share with you for a second. Last year, the Peacemaker TV show premiered, and I didn't like it. I had some issues with it, and I took a lot of crap from people who loved it. And that's fine if you do. And I'm going to get into why. But I feel slightly validated because of this article here from Bounding Into Comics, brought to us from J.B. Augustine. Peacemaker is a bad sign for Superman Legacy in the DCU, and here's why. And I read through this, and I felt like, oh my God, somebody else who shares my opinion on this. Thank God. I don't feel so isolated anymore. Let's get into it. DC is a mess. Oh, yeah. And it has been for a long time. Oh, yeah. Especially cinematically. Well, I don't know. I think the comics are pretty bad, too. The problem is, as we and you, our dear readers, have noticed, dear readers of Bounding Into Comics, not anything GeekTime published, have noticed at the studio level they have lacked a clear and consistent vision of what a DC cinematic universe should be. The never-ending bureaucracy of corporate mergers and new management hasn't helped. No, they just keep throwing crap at the wall and seeing what sticks and what shakes out. And so far, it's been hardly anything. Let's keep going. But we are in the Warner Brothers Discovery era under the leadership of David Zaslav, and by gum, they're going to get it right this time. Or will they? He will do what everyone before him failed to do. Though things aren't looking good, WBD is losing money hand over fist like its predecessors, but baby steps, I guess. Captain Zaslav fears not, for he has a secret weapon, a hired gun, if you will. James Gunn now leads DC Studios with Peter Safran, and they are boldly starting over with their slate. Similar to life under Diane Nelson in 2016, how much of it is concretely locked in remains to be seen. There is some doubt about the final form it will take, thanks mainly to Gunn's mutable narrative and the past remarks getting him into trouble. Still, Superman Legacy is about to be where his grand experiment starts. Maybe the ship will start turning around at that point, or maybe after. But between a string of flops and an unclear plan, consumer confidence wavers. Legacy's casting is showing signs of becoming the same kind of bloated mess WB has been churning out year after year to diminishing results. It's possible that introducing characters such as Metamorpho and Guy Gardner will move the needle, and Gunn will craft a cohesive universe on the first try. Stranger things have happened, but there's reason to be skeptical. No one outside his circle has seen into Gunn's mind to get a peek at his roadmap. However, we have a clue where he could be headed. What the DCU might look like has been right under our noses this whole time, and some people were happy with the way it smelled. Not me. I was not happy. I'm talking about Peacemaker. The HBO Max series, written and directed by Gunn, was popular and became the new best thing ever to several viewers. In our book, though, and mine personally, it was a dud. Yeah. I watched the first episode and half of the second one, and I'd had enough. Let's keep going. Trotting the same ground as the Suicide Squad and a myriad of other Gunn movies, it was as derivative as these things get, and that's exactly how I felt. I felt like they were really just going after that low-hanging fruit, frat boy kind of humor. It wasn't Peacemaker, and I'm going to get to that in a second as well. More to the point, it was everything fed-up fandom hates about modern Hollywood. Its story couldn't be told without incorporating elements such as racism, white supremacy, DEI, environmentalism, and internet conspiracies. Gunn made an attempt at comedy and melodrama to bring it all together, but he leaned hard into hard R territory and brewed an off-putting freak show. Wow, Augustine is not holding back here with this opinion. Unable to help himself, Gunn had to reinvent Peacemaker to his liking, which meant uprooting him from his Charlton past, bingo, and borrowing as loosely from Paul Kupperberg as possible, bingo, basically less than the bare minimum. Hence, he told John Cena not to worry about doing any homework on Mr. Smith, They were doing their own thing. Never mind, this was Peacemaker's first major adaptation.
I can see right through you, and I think you're a loser.
Anybody else?
Most people will think of the character as a silly Billy joke at best, and at worst, a pitiful train wreck of a human being. This version is the standard in comics now, by the way, in case you haven't seen or read them. For those who have, John Cena's Peacemaker is the depiction they know. Hopefully, they dig for back issues. Yeah, and I'm going to help you guys with that. I'm going to help you. Just hang on here. Getting to the end. Cena did his best with what he was given, but it's sad when he was willing to do his homework, only to be stymied by Gunn out of the gate. If he had the chance to do a deep dive and get to know the character, say the way Hugh Jackman did when he played Wolverine, or I would add Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds knows Deadpool inside out, backward, forward, upside down, and sideways. Imagine the kind of Peacemaker Cena could have been. I can picture David Cornsweet receiving similar marching orders while filming Legacy, and the result being the same. Sure, Peacemaker, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Ego, the Living Planet, the High Evolutionary, the F-tier villains who compromise Task Force X aren't Superman, but we don't know where Gunn will draw the line with creative license. Worse, we don't even know if he has a line. Peacemaker, and to a lesser extent, Suicide Squad, provides evidence that James Gunn's script for Superman Legacy might serve him and the message more than it does the Man of Steel and his actual legacy. Gunn could surprise us, but remember, he's the guy overcome with Stendhal syndrome at the sight of Kelly Sue DeConnick's Wonder Woman. Conversely, he expressed dissatisfaction with Tim Burton and Christopher Nolan's universally exalted takes on Batman and the Joker. Such contrast with public opinion could only come from Bizarro World, or it would be a consequence of The Flash breaking another timeline. If we were talking about a storyline, we aren't. We're talking about someone handling the next story. Maybe there's still hope for the DCU, but I can't help but think of Razor Fist, whose wisdom applies all too well. DC and WB are going woke, as they also go broke, until they finally, well, you probably know the rest. So, yes, I would like to say that I agree with a lot of this, and, you can't jump to conclusions about what James Gunn's going to do, but let's face it, when he released his initial lineup for what he wants to do, none of us, I don't think, were really blown away. So if you want to read the true Peacemaker, aside from tracking down some old Charlton comics, there's this great book that my pal and producing partner Jackie Zabushka gave me. It's got every single Charlton Peacemaker comic book published in one volume. It's independently created, and you can get it on Amazon, and I'll show you thusly. So there it is. So the complete Peacemaker, new expanded edition, now includes his earliest appearances from the Fightin' Five, 150 pages, blah, 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 blah. So as you know, some of you know or may not know, but I will start talking about this a lot more in the coming months. I've been producing a documentary about Charlton Comics for several years now, and we got tripped up by the Coof, and we're slowly starting to get back into it. But one of the major players in there is our good friend, where is it? Paul Kupperberg. So Paul wrote a lot of Peacemaker comics for DC. Paul also got his start at Charlton Comics. So he is a first-hand authority on Peacemaker. And believe it or not, I haven't talked to him about the show. Probably because I didn't like it, so there was no reason to talk about it. So next time I talk to Paul, though, I will ask him what he thinks. Maybe I'll get him on the channel, and we'll just ask him then. Either way. Anyway, so I highly recommend checking out the true Peacemaker comics from Charlton if you want to know what Peacemaker was really all about.
Hey! All right! Yay!
We'll see. We'll see what James Gunn comes up with, but I would like to say that personally, this was not the right Peacemaker for me. So anyway, that's all I got. Would love to know what you think of this. Please leave a comment below. If so inclined, smash that like button. Also inclined. And thank you all for subscribing to the channel. And if you have not subscribed, please do hit that subscription button. It only takes a second, and we will never bother you again. I swear to God, never again. That's it for me. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you on the next video. Bye.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.